Hello, this is the video for the design concept oral presentation. So my metaphor is a oak tree, and to represent the shape, I chose it a wide base, and the branches stretch out towards the sky. And I chose a wide base because it showcases how the tellers, which is the family in my play, the tellers in the color community are once strong connected, but once Grandpa Teller is lynched, they kind of spread apart. They no longer gather at the park. They no longer gather in this area. They don't even walk past this area because they don't want to feel the hurt that it brings to the community. Then I chose, all trees are usually brownish and black, except for like the grayish white part from under the bark, from the bark peeling off. And then I said it's huge because it stretches out on all corners of the playground. And that just represents how big this event was, I feel, for the color community. Like, this metaphor also, like, its hugeness also represents the impact that it had, this death had on the color community. Then the texture of the tree is smooth underneath, and I said the underneath the bark, and I said the smoothness represents Ruby, which is the main character. It represents Ruby in her innocence and how she doesn't know much, and she's kind of like sheltered and covered up from all the bad and negativity in the world. And I said the actual bark represents when her family sits her down and lets her know, listen, this is the world, this is what's going on in the world. And then that the bark is rough, and it represents the shell that she begins to get once she knows what's going on at her young age. Then I said the movement is irregular because in this story, in this specific story, white people target this spot, this children's spot, a place where colored children go. They target this spot because their kids were jealous. They knew that it'd be very impactful on the colored community, and it would send the right message to stay out of their calves, to stop demonstrations, to stop the marches, to stop all that, because they didn't want integration, to put things together. So that was the metaphor. And then for the color palette, I said a garnet red, which would represent the anger of the white people, a butterscotch yellow, which represents the mellowness of, well, the mellowness. I'm not sure how to say the word, but it basically represents the kids, the color kids' feelings, like how they felt, that the sadness. And then I did a sapphire blue, which represents the colored adults, how they felt once they found out that this place was no longer safe for their kids, no longer safe just to gather as a community. And then I did a midnight black with a spotlight to represent the seriousness of the talk that was had with Ruby and how she felt afterwards. For the scene design, I said the actual action of Grandfather Teller being lynched is not in the play. So it's just, the tree is in the scene, but it's not a big part of the scene. It's just like in the background of it. But the way that it's designed is it represents a place that now is fearful of the colored people. And then for costume design, I have Ruby in a white dress with yellow little flowers, little daisies on them. And it's her Sunday dress, obviously, because she's going to her grandfather's funeral, so it's the best thing she has. And basically it contrasts everything going on with the metaphor, with it being a big, huge, the color, the roughness, the irregularness. It's simple, it's innocent, it's pure, it belongs to a kid, so it's small, petite, like it's is just the complete opposite of the metaphor of the inanimate object. Then I said it achieves harmony by making Ruby clothing as innocent as her in this world that's far from pure and innocent. And it also, I say it also, it helps with the contrast of the metaphor in her, because once although she's in this dress, she's still in this dress when she's having this conversation. So like as she's having this conversation, yes, the dress is still white and yellow, but it becomes something different. She becomes something different. So it becomes something different. Then for the lighting, I had well, I can't show you a picture because I'm talking to you, but for the lighting, I was like, for the metaphor, I want the metaphor on the stage. I kind of want in the background, because it's not actually displayed. So I want it in the background, and I want it to just have a shadow, like an outcast shadow, so it's known that it's there, that this is the reason why all this is happening. And for the song, for the music, for the sound and stuff, I haven't actually found a record or anything that I want to play in the background for this play, but I know I want to bring like sad emotions from like the audience and for the characters and stuff. Like I want them to feel the sadness at all times, and it can be like just a sad song, or it can be blues. I might do blues because I know colored people and black people, they really, like blues is a big thing for us. We want to feel sad or something, or just even a beat, or just that that time period. So, but I know I wanted to have a sense of sadness in the heart. So that's my presentation.